Okay, quick update. So we are at the field site. So the current status is that things are completely dried in. So we have vapor shield or panel shield on the main lab and office space, and we have some just basic Tyvek on our sort of outdoor storage shed area. The deck still needs to be done. I just purchased a door handle and a locking mechanism for our exterior door to get into the lab. And basically right now, the building itself is a bit on pause. We're sort of waiting to hear back for some funding mechanisms before we continue and start hiring students to come back. We anticipate that's going to take maybe a week and a half before we get some further information about that. And in the meantime, we have the champion fence team still moving forward. So what you can see here is that they've installed all of the 2x4 framing that the pro panel will be attached to. So we can go take a quick look at that. So you can see all of the trenching is about 2 feet down, around 24 inches. And so what's going to happen is the actual pro panel will be attached to this, go all the way down into the ground, and that will serve as our sort of main barrier for the enclosure. Also, you can see this is new since the last time I was out here. I don't really know what this is. I imagine it's sort of the door stop. That's most likely what it is. It's probably the door stop so that as you close the door, it's going to have a nice tight seal at the base of the door. That's my strong assumption of what that is. But I guess I don't know 100% for sure. It looks like they have it both here on the front end, and then again, there's sort of a second entry point here. So there'll be double doors before you can actually enter the enclosure. Another cool design element for the fencing is that in order to kind of support the steel cabling that's going to eventually hold up the net that's going to go all the way across the enclosure, you see they actually welded this pole that goes between our 4-inch pole here on the enclosure side all the way out to our exterior fence. And this is, you can see that's been welded there. This is extremely sturdy. You can definitely do pull-ups on this. So I have no concerns whatsoever at this time point about the structural integrity of this field enclosure. It's going to be extremely solid, and I think it's going to have no problem supporting the weight of essentially our soccer net over the top. So that's exciting. All right, in addition to the fencing team that are moving forward, we also have our hole for the French drain. So Kevin from Champion Fence was kind enough to dig this hole. I believe it's a 32 to 36 inches deep and maybe 24 inches wide. And so what's going to happen is we're going to have a gutter that's going to run along towards the eastern side of the building, and that's going to have some kind of drainage spout or maybe even a rain chain. It's going to allow the water to flow via a French drain, which we're going to add a bunch of stone into this this hole that will be filled with sort of river rock. So that is a project that's ongoing. In addition to that rain drain, the plan is to have a hose. Basically there's an irrigation water line that's over there. And so we're gonna likely tap into that water line, have something come over here, pipe it over here, and we'll have a little hose, kind of a cowboy spout essentially, right near this French drain. So excess water will go into the French drain, and then we can use that water source for irrigation of the paddocks, especially when it gets really dry. At the moment, I really want to irrigate the paddocks just because there's been a lot of trucks that have had to go on to the ground of the paddocks themselves. So a lot of there's been a lot of dirt and soil disturbance. So I want to make sure that we are kind of promoting plant growth and natural vegetation to kind of recover inside the paddocks. So we get grasses that look much more like this primo vole habitat that exists right outside of our paddock enclosures. So we will get to that stage. It's going to probably take maybe a couple of weeks of watering, maybe a little bit of planting, but that is the plan.